So quickly checking out Flux, as of the time of recording this, you can see we're currently being converged in this triangle pattern. Now, if we zoom in, you can see it was only yesterday we were coming back into these daily EMA ribbons. These have recently flipped bearish. We had a very harsh rejection on this. We even tried to push up as high as the resistance at the top of this triangle. Whether you want to call it an asymmetrical triangle or just a triangle, it is what it is. But nonetheless, we're pushing down. We're once again at the bottom of this triangle, and we're really struggling. If we come down to the lower time frames, you can see it was in the past 4 to 8 hours, we've really tried to push back above this level. If I zoom out to show you the macro level before I talk about it, you can see this is your 618 Fibonacci. If you're new to my channel, I mark all my Fibonacci's as orange, so if you see an orange line in the chart, it signifies a Fibonacci level. And then you can see obviously resistances marked red, supports marked green, and sometimes if it's just a triangle pattern, I'll keep it the same color. But nonetheless, lower time frames, we've recently had a move below the 618 and we're currently struggling to fight it. The bears have taken control of the lower time frames. If we come down to the 1 hour, you can see we're getting some significant resistance in this 1 hourly EMA ribbon. But there is a tiny bit of volume coming in, and Flux is trying to rally the smallest amount while the rest of its brethren in the altcoin market are having a push up. So Bitcoin is really sitting at break even today. It's getting a little bit of chop. It's up almost 1% or so, and this is allowing a lot of the other altcoins to have a somewhat relief rally. So I would definitely be very cautious on trading Flux right now. The apex of this triangle that we're in is on the 18th of March, so we should have a decision coming in the next 2 weeks. I imagine it will happen before the next 2 weeks. These normally break out long before their apexes, especially when this is a triangle pattern that has literally been in play for, you know, the good part of coming on for almost half a year now. Not quite there, maybe a bit over a third of a year really. So, you know, we're getting there. We're currently consolidating. We've held this 618 very nicely multiple times before. I mean, if we drew from the first impulse, you can see from the low, we made an all-time high, came back down, back tested your 618 perfectly. On the next impulse up, you can see drawing it to the all-time high, we came back, back tested the 618, back tested the 618, and we're currently back testing the 618 once again. I do not like how many times we're back testing the 618 Fibonacci, but yeah, it is what it is. We've got to work with what we got to work with. I'm currently not in a trade for Flux. I do not hold any Flux. However, I would be looking to potentially get in on a trade on Flux if the market does have a reversal. If Flux is able to break out of this triangle and then flip the 200-day moving average at $1.60, I think we could have a very nice ride up for Flux. However, if you haven't watched my my total market overview video that I made yesterday, I definitely recommend you watching it. Bitcoin is in a chop season right now. The dollar is showing extreme strength. You've got blue chip tech stocks and blue chip stocks like Coinbase, blue chips like Tesla, Facebook, and then obviously you've got, you know, your SPY, which is the ETF derivative of the SPX losing support. You've got the SPX losing support. The Nasdaq is making new lows. The stock market looks terrible right now. We're obviously not going to reopen until Monday, but I don't think now is the right time to be trading Flux. We're going to keep on bouncing around in this, in my opinion, but we really do need to get above this 618 fib sooner than later. So we're currently trying to push above it right now. Bear in mind we have super strong resistance coming into these 4 hourly EMAs. So if we do have a pump up, you can expect some solid resistance coming in at $1.35. Basically, I'm really going to be sitting on the sidelines for Flux right now. We're clearly getting converged by the bulls and the bears. On the upside, you know, you've got the bears putting in a plethora of lower highs. On the downside, you've got the bulls with a very, very lengthy trend line. I mean, depending on whether you want to draw it like this, you could argue that this trend line has been in place, or, you know, something like this. This trend line has been in play for a while. To the downside, the bulls are definitely in control. However, we are coming down to a pivotal moment where we are literally sitting on your 618 Fibonacci. I think a big move is coming, whether it's to the upside or the downside. My crystal ball's broken, so I wouldn't be able to let you know that. However, we can make sure that we're prepared for both situations. And if we do have a big move to the downside, we can be prepared because we're sitting on the sidelines, and then we can prepare for potentially a dollar cost average if we do come down here to 77 cent at the 786 fib. Or on the flip side, if we do start building bullish momentum, Bitcoin starts breaking out, the stock market starts having a reversal on Monday, and Flux looks like it wants to break out, we could take a breakout trade, and I'll give you an update on that if and when that happens. However, now is not the right time to be trading. We're getting pushed down. The bears are in control of the movements that we're having right now. The 1 hourly time frame, you're below your EMA ribbons. The 4 hourly time frame, you're below your EMA ribbons. In both of them, you've recently been rejected from them. On the 4 hour, bears have taken control of the squeeze momentum indicator, signaling that we probably could be having a dead cat bounce before we do roll over to lower price targets. And on your daily, the bears are still in control of this big momentum shift to the downside. However, we are in a huge macro uptrend. We're about to have a pivotal decision. We're on the 618 fib. A big move is coming. Let's make sure we're prepared for both situations. That's all I've got for you today for Flux. Once again, I will give you an update if we do have a big break to the upside or the downside. Hopefully there will be a trade setup that we can do from there. But as of the time of recording, we're getting converged. We're getting ready to make that trade. There is no clear signal that we're breaking up or down as of the moment of recording. But like I said, your 618 Fibonacci, we're sitting on it right now. A very pivotal move is about to happen. That's all I've got for you for Flux. As always, none of this is financial advice, just my opinion on the market. And as always, cowboy out. Peace.